Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and the weekend's football is right around the corner, and it's time to make our prediction. And we are gonna concentrate on the Bundesliga in this video, and we're gonna make our prediction. A couple of exciting games in the Bundesliga. So let's see what my predictions are, and we're gonna see how many of them are correct and how many of them are not at the end of the weekend. 3 points if the entire predictions are correct, and 2 points if the prediction is correct but the scoreline is not correct. So without further ado, let's start. Last week Bundesliga was my my best performing league. I got 14 out of 27. That was my best performance. The rest of the leagues, it was a complete disaster. So I'm hoping to do even better this week. So let's start. The first game, it is Mainz versus Mönchengladbach. It is 12th versus 11th. Two teams in the mid table currently. Mainz, they lost last weekend against the RB Leipzig, whereas Mönchengladbach, they won their game. So it is and both these teams have been quite inconsistent as well. It's like 2 wins for both of them in their last 3 games, and the other 3 have been defeats. So it's like really hard to predict that which type of performance they are gonna give every weekend. It is like the Mainz, so especially they have been like the definition of inconsistency in the Bundesliga this season. But they are at home, and I think they would want to give something sort of response after last week's defeat against against RB Leipzig. They are at home. It is a night game. Gladbach are coming. They needed that win. It was an important win for them, and they are above them in the table as well. So I think it is going to be a very close game, a tight game. Both teams really like to get forward and try to get the win, and I think it is going to be very exciting game, and I think there are going to be goals in this game. But I just think, I don't know why, I think Gladbach are gonna nick this one, and they are gonna get the win, and Mainz are, unfortunately, they are gonna get another defeat, second defeat for them in a row. I'm going for a very close 2-1 win for Borussia Mönchengladbach. The next game is a big one. It is RB Leipzig versus Freiburg. It is second versus third. Two teams who are doing really good, who are at the top of the table. Leipzig, they are undefeated still in the Bundesliga. They have won 3 out of their last 5 games. Freiburg, on the other hand, they are the form team of Bundesliga. They won 4 out of their last 5 games, and they are looking really good. They have really surprised everyone this season, and they would hope that they can continue their performance this weekend. I think it is going to be a very close game, and a very tight game as well. Leipzig, they know how important this game is. They cannot really afford at the moment to draw points. They are equal on points with Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich have got a quite an easy game this weekend. So Leipzig know that they are in a way that they have the tougher game, and they need to perform better and somehow get the win. Freiburg, on the other hand, as I said, they are the form team at the moment, alongside Frankfurt. These two have really surprised everybody this season. Freiburg being at third, and I think it is going to be a very tight game, but I just don't see a winner out of this game. I don't think anyone is gonna get the 3 points. I'm going for a draw, and I think it will be a high scoring draw. I'm going for a 2-all draw between Leipzig and Freiburg. Moving on to the next game, it is Augsburg versus Borussia Dortmund. It is 15th versus 7th. Now Augsburg, they are really not performing to the level that they should be performing. If I'm being very honest with you, they have a really good squad, and I thought they were going to have quite a good season. I thought they were going to be fighting for those European places, but it has gone all downhill in the season till now, and they need to do something really quickly about it, because week by week it's becoming a really dire for them. They are on the 15th position, just a place above that relegation promotion playoff, and the point difference is just their 3 points difference as well. So 1 bad game and 1 good game from teams below them, and they could be right in that relegation scrap. They are playing against a Dortmund side who won last weekend against St. Pauli. It was a very hard fought win for Dortmund, and they know how important those 3 points were. In midweek, they are in the Champions League, like they went 2-0 ahead against Real Madrid, but they ended up losing 5-2. So that the psychological effect that game is going to have on them is it's another thing to take into account. They are going away as well, and I think the way that Dortmund have performed this season, this could be one of those games where Dortmund really struggle and might end up dropping points. They are 7. They are already quite far from the top of the table. The points difference is not that much, but the position wise they are 7th, and as I said, I think this could be the game where they go ahead and drop the points, but I'm gonna not gonna predict that. It could quite easily be a 1 1-1 draw between Augsburg and Dortmund, but I think Dortmund just because of their experience and just they know how important this game is and the how bad Augsburg have been, I think Dortmund might go ahead and nick it, and I'm going for a very close win, and I'm going for the same scoreline that Dortmund won with last weekend. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Borussia Dortmund. The next game is St. Pauli versus Wolfsburg. It is 16th versus 13th. The thing is, both these teams are really not in a good form. Both of them have just won once in their last 5 games. 3 of them being defeats. Both of them lost last weekend as well. St. Pauli, they lost to Dortmund, but it was a very good performance by St. Pauli. They should be really proud of themselves. Wolfsburg, on the other hand, they lost to Werder Bremen in the end. It was, in quite a convincing way as well. So they are also not in a good form, and they are even though they are in the 13th position, the point difference is not that big. It's just 3 points. So St. Pauli know how important this game is. They are at home as well, and whenever they are at home, it becomes really hard for the team. And St. Pauli are if I'm being very honest with you, they are performing a lot better than most of us expected them to do. They are really fighting for their life in the Bundesliga this season, and I think it will be a very close game, and I am going going out on a limb. I think St. Pauli are gonna get all 3 points, and I think they are gonna get the result that they want, and I think Wolfsburg are gonna suffer another defeat, their 4th one in their last 5 games, and I think it will be a very close game, and I think it will be a tight game, but I think St. Pauli are gonna win it in the end. I'm going for a 1-0 win for St. Pauli. The next game is Stuttgart versus Holstein Kiel. It is 10th versus 7th. Now Stuttgart, they started the season really good, but the last 2-3 weeks have not been really good. They have just gotten 2 points out of a possible 9 in the last 3 weeks, so that is why they have dipped down to number 10th. Holstein Kiel, on the other hand, I mean, they are still winless in the Bundesliga. They have came close a couple of times, but they were not able to get over the line, and I think they would hope that they can change it quickly, and they can get that first win of the season, because the longer it goes on, the longer the pressure is gonna keep on increasing, and they are gonna be under a lot of immense pressure, even when in games when they are winning. That pressure of not being able to win a game is gonna make them make mistakes, but I think this is not gonna be that weekend where they get the win. Stuttgart, they are at home, and they know that they really need to get a win, and I think for them this is a perfect opportunity to get back to winning ways. They have not won for 3 weeks in Bundesliga. They got dispatched by Bayern Munich last weekend, so this is a perfect opportunity for them, and I think they are gonna win it, and I think they are gonna win it convincingly as well. I am going for a 3-0 win for Stuttgart. The next game is Werder Bremen versus Bayer Leverkusen. It is 8th versus 4th. Now Bremen, they have been quite inconsistent. If I'm being very honest with you, they have won their 3 out of their last 5 games, but it is win, lose, win, lose, win. So they are not really, the 1 week they get a win, then the following week they go ahead and they lose another game. So they have been quite inconsistent. They are playing against the Leverkusen side, who are undefeated in their last 5 games. They started slow, Leverkusen, but they are slowly getting back to the level that you expect from them. They have won 3 out of those last 5 games. They won an important game last weekend against Frankfurt. It was a great game of football, and Leverkusen edged it. They showed their experience, and they got those all 3 important points. They are now playing Werder Bremen. Even though they are in away side, they know how important this game is. Before the game starts, almost the Freiburg and Leipzig game would have ended, and they would know like one of their opponents would have dropped the points, and it would be very important for Leverkusen to win that game and try to go even higher than a 4th, and I think they are going to be able to do it. Bremen, as I say, they are quite inconsistent, and even though they won last week, but with the record that they have, I just don't see them winning. I think Leverkusen are going to win it. It might end up being a close game, but I think Leverkusen are going to edge it. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Bayer Leverkusen. The next game is Bochum versus Bayern Munich. It is 18th versus 1st. It is the bottom team of the table versus the top team of the table, and let's be very honest, there is no other result in this game apart from a Bayern Munich win. Bochum, they are all over the place. They have lost 5 of their last 4 games. They have not won a single game this season till now. Bayern Munich, on the other hand, they are undefeated in the Bundesliga. They have won 3 out of their last 5 games, and they thrashed Stuttgart 4-1 last weekend. 4-0, sorry. And but the thing is, they got thrashed themselves by by Barcelona in the Champions League. So the anger for the Bayern fans is gonna be still there, and the anger in the Bayern players and the manager is gonna be there. And unfortunately for Bochum, they are gonna bear the brunt of it. I think it is going to be a very easy, convincing win, and I think it is going to end up being a thrashing. I'm going for a 5-0 win for Bayern Munich. Moving on to the next game, it is Union Berlin versus Eintracht Frankfurt. It is 5th versus 6th, and I think it is going to be an amazing game. Both teams are really on form. Both teams like to play attacking football, and the way that the season has gone for both of them, they both are exceeding expectations, if I'm being very honest with you. A lot of us thought that Union Berlin are not going to be in those Champions League places, in those European places this season, and the same was said for Frankfurt as well. But at the moment, both of them are really exceeding expectations, and they would hope that they can stay in those European places for as long as possible. I think it would be a very close game, and I think it is going to be a high scoring game, and I'm going for a draw in this game. I just don't see any of them winning the game. I'm going for a 3-all draw between Union Berlin and Eintracht Frankfurt. And the last game of the weekend is Heidenheim versus Hoffenheim. It is a 9th versus 14th. Now Heidenheim, they started the season really strong, but they have now it is not looking really good for them. They have started losing games, and they have started to go down and down every weekend. They have dropped down to 9th this week as well. They lost last weekend against Gladbach as well, so they are not in a good space at the moment. Hoffenheim, on the other hand, they themselves are not doing really good, but they got an important win last weekend against Bochum. They were 16th last weekend, and now they are 14th. They have climbed 2 places, so they would be feeling good about themselves. I think it will be a very close game. I think it will be a tight game. In all honesty, in all reality, I should predict Heidenheim to win this game, but I'm just gonna sit on the fence. I think I'm making a wrong decision here. You know what, I'm just gonna go with it. I think Heidenheim are gonna win it, even though Hoffenheim are coming in a good form. I just think Heidenheim may edge it. They have been playing really good football. The results have gone gone sideways for them in the last 3-4 weeks, but they are still playing good football, and I think it is gonna continue this weekend as well. I'm going I think it will be a close game, so I am going for a 2-1 win for Heidenheim. And with that, my predictions for Bundesliga match day 8 are complete, and we're gonna see how many of them are correct and how many of them are wrong. As I said before, 3 points if the entire prediction is correct, 2 points if the prediction is correct, but the scoreline is not correct. I got 14 last weekend, so I'm hoping to do better than that. Even though 14 was good, like 50% is a lot better than what I did in the other leagues this weekend. It was a disaster, so I'm hoping that I can do better this time. You guys can play ahead along with me. Make your predictions in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of the games, and we'll see at the end of the weekend who had the better predictions. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the month of October ends. I know it's a big task. It looks really hard, almost at the moment when I started making the video, we were on 265, so that's like we still need almost 130 plus subscribers in about 8 days. I know it's a big task, but we are hoping that we can achieve it. So please go ahead and subscribe, help the channel to grow, and I will see you on in the next video. Until next time, bye bye.